NBA Cup, Knicks Spurs. I will not make emotional picks because I'm a Knicks fan. I promise. I'm just going to give you guys the juice. I'm going to give you guys the props. You guys decide for yourself. Let's get right into it. All right. I think the X factor in this game is going to be Mitchell Robinson. To be honest, okay? I know OKC had Chet and Hartenstein, but I mean, is Mitchell Robinson just that much more body than both of those two? Someone's going to have to take Wemby and get him out of the paint, box out, grab boards. I mean, I think Mitch is going to be at least an offensive rebounding presence that could help. Wemby is just going to be just grab balls, just pick his arm up. Someone's got to box him out. I think Mitch might be the guy. But before we get into Mitch, let's take a look at Mikal Bridges because I was watching some tape. And it seems like when you know how Jalen Brunson, when he just starts driving into the basket, like he usually is going to go straight up or he's usually going to go try to make a layup or something like that. He's not going to do that. I've seen so many clips where he's driving to the basket, Wemby's there. His presence just makes him dish that ball out and bang, 3-pointers. So you know what? The Knicks are going to either live or die by the 3. And I think they live. I hope they live. But Mikal Bridges, all right? Is his mid-range shot going to be effective by the presence of Wemby? Yes, I think so. So I think you're going to see him out in the 3 on the line a lot. Let's take a look at his threes. Now, I know he hasn't been shooting well since, he was on let me look at his last 20. He was on a tear, right? I mean, in his past 5 games, he hasn't been as much as he usually never. Look at this. It was like 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 0. Then he bounced back, but I don't know if it's because maybe OG coming back kind of affected how he played, where he had to play. But I like Mikal for 2 threes in this game. I like that. We're going to lock that one up. 2 threes for Mikal Bridges, okay? All right, now obviously we're going to look at OG. All right, let's take a look at OG. And I also want to see if we could pull up some stats to see how they played against Wembanyama. All right. Let's see. All right, so it's head-to-head. He's never played with him. That's great. Oh, wait. Yes, he had. Christmas Day. And he still grabbed 5 boards, and he had 8 points. No assists, it looked like. 2 assists. Yeah, it's got to be. 1 assist. All right, you know what? Let's re-strategize. If we took OG for, maybe we just take him first threes, would that be a better look? All right, let's take a look and see here. All right. He had a really good shooting game last game. He had 3. Now the matchup versus, he's a power forward. They list him as 12 in the league and allowing 3-pointers. Head-to-head, kind of looks like he had a good game here. He shot 2 threes here. Maybe we take him for 2 threes also. No, if we're going to take a look at OG's rebounds, he had 5 and 5. He does grab boards. He is good for 4. I'm going to say maybe we take him for 4. Only because he does have a lot of playing time. He is in the paint a lot. And he's also, his main role is the main defender. So he's gonna be in and out of the paint. Let's take a look at what's the value for that? It's gonna be around, I'd say around 2 something. I'd take that. We're gonna add that in. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Cat. We're gonna see if Cat has played well against the Spurs. I don't think he's going to have a good game, in my opinion. I just don't. Let's see what this PRA. We'll go head to head. He played well against them, but was Wemby playing? Games with players. Wemb. All right, so he had 32 PRA. Christmas Day last year. They had Chris Paul as the point guard. Was Stephen Castle really the same Stephen Castle as that? I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's see. All right, we're going to take a look at the value for 30 PRA. Let's take a look at the value for 30. Yikes. There ain't going to be no value. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, 32 is going to be his. I'd say 32 would be the. I'd take him for 32 if you can get an alt line on FanDuel. 32 PRA would be my max with Cat this game. All right. Take a look at the defensive rankings. Yeah, I mean, you know what might be the move for Cat? His assists. Cat is a great passer. Okay? And I got to be honest with you, it's probably one of his most undervalued parts of his game. He's always on the top of the. He's always on the top of the 3-point line. He's always looking to facilitate. Let's take a look how many assists he had. He had 2 and 2. Well, what's the value for 2 assists? Well, 3 might be a move. They do allow. They're ranked 28th in the league at allowing assists to centers. It's a favorable matchup. He might be looking to dish the ball because he might be scared to go in the paint. You never know. So maybe take Cat for 3 assists. I like this one. And it kind of looks like he didn't, 3, 2, 2. I love the bounce back here. 3 assists. Bang. All right. Let's take a look at. All right, Stephen Castle. Now, Stephen Castle, this man is just straight disrespected. This man is straight. With the lines they give him, I mean, look at him. His line is still 28. It was 25. His line was 25 for weeks. Now they're just starting to realize, Stephen Castle's actually a really great player. Yeah. Probably my favorite player in the league, hands down. I like Stephen Castle. He's going to show up in the Garden. No, they're in Vegas. Sorry. But if Vegas, is it a big stage like the Garden? I mean, it's Vegas, I love Vegas. We're taking it for 25. We'll see if we can get an alt line for 25. I love how it doesn't tell you the value yet. You're going to take Stephen Castle for 25 PRA. I mean, look, Stephen Castle's rebounds are also, if you can just take him for just his rebounds. I mean, look at this. The man's 5 boards is safe. And look at that, 6 plus money. So 5 boards. Why don't they tell you the value? It's stupid Prize Picks. Thank God I don't have Prize Picks. Yeah, I think 5 boards is a move. I mean, let's just take a look. Yeah, nah. That ball's bouncing. He's getting in there. Stephen Castle's a beast player. Now let's take a look at De'Aaron Fox. Now Fox, I kind of like Fox for 2 threes. I also like Fox for, let's take a look, 4 assists. That might be a move. Let's take a look at 4 assists. 4 assists might be a move. Not really the best favorable matchup. Let's take a look how we played head to head. Yeah, he had 4 assists. I like De'Aaron Fox for 4 assists here. Let's take a look at his points. Let's just take a look at his PRA. Let's take a look at his last 20. Can you take De'Aaron Fox for 25 PRA in a game like this? What's the value? Is there value there? There might not be, honestly. So that means you have to go 27. And a game like this, I think Stephen Castle's demanding the ball. So was Wemby. I don't know if De'Aaron Fox, I think you might want to take him for his threes. That you could count on. Yeah, look at that. 2 threes. 2 threes is, yeah, that's where the value is with De'Aaron Fox. I like that. Let's take a look at his rebounds. I like Stephen Castle for his rebounds. So 4 assists, 2 3-pointers for De'Aaron Fox. Let's take a look at Vassell. Now, Vassell is someone I can get with for taking his PRA. Let's take a look. I mean, because the value will be there for Vassell. That's why. De'Aaron Fox is just juiced for 28. This is consistently over 19. If it's minus 110, look at that. All right, this is why I can get with Devin Vassell for 19 PRA. Because he's just it. Even 18. If you can get an old line, take him for 18. Love that. It's still gonna be good value for 18. Yeah, and he's 80% in his last 10 games. So I like this one a lot. I mean, with Wemby, look, he had 32 in that cup. He popped off against OKC. Popped off. Devin Vassell's playing good, heads-up ball. Let's take a look at, you know something? Champagne. Okay, Champagne shoots threes and he grabs boards. He's always under the hoop. I don't know what it is, but he just, look at this. Is this a sleeper pick? Julian Champagne, 5 boards plus money. I mean, yeah, he is going up against Mitchell Robinson, and but still, he always seems to just. Sometimes Mitchell Robinson, when he rebounds, it's like he rebounds when he wants to. A lot of times, he's not even looking in the paint. Like he just turns it. Like I don't know. He's just like I don't know. Julian Champagne, I like him for 4 rebounds. If you can get him for 4, it's not plus money, minus 150. I like Julian Champagne, 4 rebounds, and I like him for. Let's look at his threes. I like him for 2 threes. Definitely. He didn't hit it last game. He's going to come back. I love the comeback. Julian Champagne, 2 threes. You heard it here. Now, speaking about that, Harrison Barnes absolutely screwed me. Harrison Barnes is taking so many 3-point. Let me just show you his attempts for the last game. He went 0 for 3-point attempts. Ready? He had 8 3-point attempts, and let's look at his 3 points made. 0. Unbelievable. This is the kind of shooter where it's like you're going to take him, right? You're going to take him because look at his attempts. Usually around 5. Let's just say 5. Though, I mean, 2, 4, 3. Those are whatever games. But he's safe for 5 3-point attempts. Is he going to make 2? Let's see what the value is for 2. Probably looking at around minus 200, I'd say. Maybe minus 180. If I had to take a guess. Harrison Barnes might be a move for 2 threes. We're going to take a look at his points. Just take a look at his points. Yeah. He's hitting 3s, but yeah, his field goals made. Let's take a look at his assists. A little shaky for me. 2 assists is plus money. Interesting. Let's take a look. Can you see his minutes? Let's take a look at his minutes. I mean, look at that. His average is about 32 minutes a game. You can take a player for 2 assists for plus money when he's going to be on the court for 32 minutes, right? He obviously wasn't shooting well, so that's why he was at 27. But if he's shooting well, 2 assists for plus money might be a sleeper pick here. All right. Let's take a look at his rebounds real quick. 4 boards plus 125. What's 3 boards look like? They don't tell you. But for 3 boards, sheesh. 3 boards might be a safe move for a player who's taking 32 minutes in the game. 32 minutes. I like this, Harrison Barnes. I like this. 3 rebounds. We're going to go ahead, keep it moving. Obviously, now let's take a look at the star players. Let's take a look at Wemby. Is he going to have a minute restriction for this game? We don't know. Don't know if I'm going to include him in my parlay. I might make a separate one with my iffies, okay? My iffies being like Mitch for points and rebounds. Great value. Could catch some lobs, but iffy. All right, let's just take a look at his points and rebounds. He had 31 points and rebounds last game with a 20-minute restriction. 20.6. Unreal. I think that they're going to lift that restriction. I don't know. But if they do, what's the value for 30? Wait, let's just take a look at this. I don't know much about his assists. Yeah, I mean, you're playing 32 minutes, you might have 2 assists. But yeah, so let's just points and rebounds, right? So that line's probably juiced. Yeah, 37. Yeah. We're gonna look at his points and rebounds. Let's just see if you can get him for 30. Could you get him for 30? 30 might be safe. If you can grab that, grab it on FanDuel. 30 PR might be the move for Victor. All right, let's take a look at Brunson. All right. Now, these players are going to demand the ball in games like this, Brunson, Wembanyama, they're going to demand the ball. We're going to look at his PRA. Crazy game against Orlando. Crazy game. I kind of like him for 38 PRA. I'm always going to go below the line. All right. So if you took him for 38 PRA in a game like this, now let's take a look at his head-to-head. All right. Obviously, the matchup here, they're favorable against points with point guards, rebounds. He's going to have a good game. All right. Let's just look at his head-to-head. He had 36, and this was Christmas Day. I'm gambling with 38. Gambling. Don't make me look bad. I'm gambling with 38 PRA. All right. You saw it here. Last one, we're going to take a look at Josh Hart. Now, Josh Hart really almost screwed me last game. Almost screwed me. Hit an assist. I had it for 27 PRA. Had an assist, a cross-court pass off an inbound. Got an assist. I wasn't even paying attention. I said, I didn't see a rebound. I didn't see any points scored. He needed 1. He got it. Praise that man. But his PRA, it's getting juicier and juicier. Look, now the line's 28. Go scratch your ass. I'm sorry, I had him for 24. The line was 27. I took him for an alt line at 24, thinking I'd be safe. Sweated that out to the last second. I think you take this man for 25 if you can grab value here. They allow 20th to shooting guards. They're 20th in the league against defending shooting guards with rebounds. He's just a beast. Look at his rebounds. 24 of those were mostly 6 rebounds. And let's look at his assists. Maybe 6 boards might be a move. Or maybe, what's his RA? What's his RA? Can you get him for an alt line at 12 RA? I mean, if you want to gamble, 12 point, no. I like 12 RA. If you can get him for 12 RA, you're on fire. Points, it's like he shows up and he doesn't show up. Let's just take a look at his points. It's just like, do you take him for points or is the move here RA? 12 points. So let's just say 12 points, 6 boards, and let's just say 5 assists. Yeah. I think you only take Josh Hart for PRA to cover your bases on all 3 things. You never know what he's going to focus on and hone in on. So 24 PRA, 25 PRA, that's what I suggest, okay? All right, am I missing anybody? With Stephen Castle, Champagne, Harrison Barnes. We need to take a look at Harper. Now, Harper was a pretty he was a deciding factor in that game, I'd say. He came through with some pretty clutch plays. Just take a look at his PRA. Even though he had 13, you don't see when and where he got those 13 PRAs, you know? His line is 8. Nah, I don't like that. Not at all. The hit rate isn't there for me. Let's look at his points. If you can get him for 8 points at a decent line, I'd take 8 points. Okay. Versus shooting guards. Let's take a look at his rebounds. Yeah, maybe 3 rebounds. Is that going to be juicy? 4 is plus money. Maybe 3 rebounds here. Maybe it's... Let's take a look at the assists. Yeah, Wemby's going to be here. It's all affected now. Like, he had 1 rebound with Wemby. Eesh. I don't know. Maybe stay away from Dylan Harper. Maybe stay away. We looked at Darren Fox, looked at Champagne, looked at Harrison Barnes, Dylan Harper, Vassell, Stephen Castle, Wemby. Okay, guys, those are the picks. That's the data. Those are the stats. Hope you took notes. Thank you for watching the whole video. Comment below if you guys let me know which picks you're gonna take and if they win. All right. Good luck. Gamble responsibly, and don't put these in a 12-leg parlay like I'm gonna do. Peace.